Hi everyone, this is Paul from 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗏 and today we're gonna take a look at how to combine Elementor's dynamic content and advanced custom fields to create a real estate listing website. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's first take a look at what we're gonna create. This is going to be a real estate listing website, and this is the homepage of the website, and here we have our latest listings. So I'm gonna open one up. And now it loaded and we can see the title of the listing, we can see the price. I can click on view details to scroll down to the surface information, which is the square meters, number of floors, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, the type of furnishing, the price score for this area, as well as additional information, location, and the available from date, as well as a map. And everything that I showed right now is coming dynamically from the backend. So if you want to create a new listing, all we have to do is fill in the information and the front end is going to display the same template but with the new information. And even this picture is from the featured image of this custom post type that we're gonna create. So without further ado, let's jump in and create that. Okay, so we're now inside the fresh WordPress installation, and I've already went ahead and created the header, the footer, and the homepage. The homepage is pretty much empty at this point because I've only created the top section. We need to create the listings first so we can insert them here on the homepage. So I will return now to the dashboard because we need to install 2 more plugins for this to work. So I will go under plugins, installed plugins, and you can see we only have Elementor and Elementor Pro installed. So I'm going to click on add new, and I'm going to search for the first one, which is called custom post type UI. So it's this one with the orange color. I'm going to click install now. And this plugin will allow us to create our listing custom post type without the fields, just the post type. And I'm going to click on activate. So now you can see the custom post type UI plugin is installed. So we only need one more. I'm going to click again on add new. And I'm going to search for advanced custom fields. And this is the plugin, the one with the light green background. I'm going to click on install now. And this one will allow us to create the fields that we need for our listing, which is the price, the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, the type of furnishing, everything that we need, we're going to create with this plugin. So I will click again on activate. Okay, so we now have all the required plugins installed for our design, but before we continue on with the tutorial, I just want to make a short note about the Advanced Custom Fields plugin. Right now we're on version 4.4.12, and this is the latest official version for Advanced Custom Fields, but actually Advanced Custom Fields 5 is in early access and Elementor officially supports this version that comes with some really nifty features. And while for this tutorial I will not be using version 5, I will quickly show you how to enable that. So I will go under Appearance Editor to access the theme editor files, and you don't have to be scared because it's a lot of code in here because we are only going to add a simple line of code to enable this. Okay, so we are now inside of the editor and we have this heads up here. I will click on I understand, and we will go here on the right side to theme function, which is the functions.php file, and I will click on that. And now I will scroll all the way to the bottom of this file here, and I will add 2 spaces and I will paste the code from the Advanced Custom Fields website. So basically this is just a comment so we know what the code is about, and this is the code which is defined Advanced Custom Fields Early Access to version 5, and I will click on update file. Now that the file was edited successfully, I can go under plugins, installed plugins, and we now have the option to update to the version 5. So I will click on update now, and now the plugin is updated and we only have one more thing to do. I will go to the dashboard, and now Advanced Custom Fields is prompting us to upgrade the database. So I will click on this, and the database upgrade is complete, so I can now return to home. And we're done, so we can now go ahead and create our custom post type. So you can now see on the left side under Elementor that we have a new entry called CPT UI, which stands for Custom Post Type UI, the plugin we installed previously. And using this plugin we'll create our listing post type. So I'm going to hover over CPT UI and click on Add Edit Post Types. Now on this screen we need to fill in a bit of information first to create our post type, and the first thing we need to fill in is the post type slug, which is the internal name WordPress uses for a custom post type, and this is recommended to be lowercase and to contain no spaces. So I'm gonna name it listings with a lowercase l. Next, we need to fill in the plural label, and this is going to be again listing, but this time with the uppercase L. And lastly, the singular label, which is going to be listing with an uppercase L. Now you can see we have a ton of options here if I scroll down the page, but we don't actually have to change any, because in the first part we have just labels that we can rename, but we don't need that. And in the bottom we have some options, but the defaults work perfectly for us. The only thing I want to do is add an icon to our custom post type, so it's a bit easier to find in the WordPress sidebar on the left side. So here in the menu icon, I will paste the --icons admin home, which is a little house, so it's okay for our real estate listing website. And I'm just gonna scroll down and click add post type. And now you can see that under comments we have this new post type called listings, and I can click on all listings. And you can see we have no listings, but before creating a new listing I need to create a custom fields for it, so we will do that next. Under settings we have a new entry called custom fields, which is coming from the advanced custom fields plugin, and using that we will create our fields for the listing that we created before. So I'm gonna hover over custom fields and click on custom fields to start creating our first field group. And here on this page I'm gonna click on add new, and I'm gonna name this field group listings. Okay, so we need to add our fields to the listing, and we have to think in terms of what information people want to see when browsing for a real estate listing, and that's going to be information like the price, the surface area, type of furnishing, the number of floors, etc. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a first field. I'm gonna click here on add field, and we have 3 pieces of information that we need to fill in, which are very important. The first one is the field label. The second one is the field name, which is the internal name WordPress uses, and the third one is the field type. So I will start with the first field, which is price, and I will call it price with an uppercase P. And then when I press tab to go to the next input, it automatically fills it in with the lowercase variant of it, so we don't need to type it out. It's very good how it did. And for the field type, I'm gonna leave this one to text. And here we have some more settings we can change. We can make this required. Let's make the price required. And this is a very powerful one, but we don't actually use it now. It's the conditional logic, so some fields can only show when certain conditions from other fields are met, but we don't need that. So I'm gonna close the field, and I'm going to create the second one, which is going to be price score. And you will see exactly what that is when we start creating the template. So I'm gonna go price score. Again, the field name is automatically filled in, so I'm going to change this to number, because this is a number. And again, I want to do a bit of stuff here. I want the minimum value to be 0 and the maximum value to be 100, because this is a percentage. And we don't need conditional logic. We can make this required also, and I can click on close field. And I will show one more field now, and then I will create others on fast forward, so we don't waste a ton of time. So the last one that I will create now is the type of furnishing. And this is going to be a select field, so we will choose here select from choice. I will make this required as well. And here in choices we have input where we can write our choices. So we will have furnished, luxury, vintage, and unfurnished. So these are our options that we can select from this field. The defaults are okay here, so I can click on close field. Alright, so I will create the others on fast forward so we don't waste a ton of time, and we can continue after that. Okay, so now that we have all those fields created, we only have to do one more thing, which is to choose where to show those fields. And you can see we have here the location rules, and it says show this field group if post type is equal to post, and we don't want that. We want that to be post type is equal to listings or custom post type. And that's all. I can just click on publish now, And we can now go ahead and create our first listing. So we can now go under listings and click on add new to create our first one. And you can see we have all the fields that we created before here. So I'll start with the title and I'm going to paste this in. This is going to be a 3-bedroom 2-bathroom house with driveway and double garage. Now for this body text we will paste in some dummy data because we don't have that much text, but that's going to be the additional information for this listing. And now we can click on set featured image here, and I already uploaded some images, so I know I want this one with this house for the featured image. And now we can start filling in the custom fields that we created before. So the price will be 350,000. We won't put dollars because we will do that inside of our template. So the price score is 65% for this property. Again, percent we will put it in the template. The surface area is 380. The type of furnishing is luxury. It has 2 floors, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And I'm gonna paste in the location, which is this in North Caldwell, New Jersey. And I will choose when it is available, and it's going to be 17th of August. Okay. So now that we filled everything in, I can just click on publish. And our post is live. The only problem is that our theme will not display the custom fields by default, so we will need to create a template, and for that we will use the Elementor single template builder. So let's start with that. I will now hover over Elementor and choose my templates to start creating our listing template. And on this page you can see we have the main footer and the main header that I've created previously. We don't need to worry about that, and we can just click on add new to create a new template. And the first thing we have to fill in is the type of template we want to work on, and for this we need the single template. And once we click on single, we have to choose the post type that we want to work on, and I want to work on listing, which is our custom post type that we've created. And now I just need to provide a name for this template, and I will do listing template so it's easier to find, and I will click on create template. Now Elementor is loaded and we already have the library panel open, but I will close it for just a second to show you what's going on here. So on this page you can see we already have the footer in place, and we also have the header, which is not visible because it's white on a white background for now, because we will overlay it over the image. So I will click back on the folder icon to open the template library, and I'm going to the blocks tab because I want to insert a new block. I know I want one for the hero, so here in the category I will click on this to expand, and I will search for the hero, and I'm looking for this one with the plants, and I will click insert. Now that this is inserted, we can see that this text, like the 17 travel inventions we need right now, is just written here, so we can change this text to whatever we want, but we actually want it to be dynamic, so we will do that in a second. First, I want to do this travel text. I want to change it to premium listing. It's just a small design detail, and in the typography I will make it a bit more close together. And also I know we don't need this text here, so I will right click on this and click delete to get rid of that. Okay, perfect. Now we can take this text from here, and you can see we have the input field where we can type what we want, but here in the right hand corner we have this dynamic link widget, and I will click on that, and you can see we have a bunch of options what we want to use. And for this I want to display the post title, which is the what we filled in for the title of our listing. So I'll click on post title, and you can see we now have the 3-bedroom 2-bathroom house with driveway and double garage here, which is coming dynamically from the backend. Now I want to make this a bit wider, so in the column settings I will do the padding right to 15% instead of 30%, and also I want this to be a bit smaller, so I will click on it and go to style typography, and it's now 65 pixels, so I will go down to around 50. I think this looks great. Now I will right click on this and click on duplicate to make a copy of it. And this time I'm going here again. I will click on this little X so we get rid of the post title, and I will click on dynamic again, and I will scroll all the way down to ACF, which stands for Advanced Custom Fields, and we have this field called ACF Field Beta, and I will click on that, and you see it disappeared for now, but now we have here ACF Field Beta, and if I click on it, we have this option called key. And if I click on the key, we have a drop down with everything that we've created before with Advanced Custom Fields. And I want this one to be the price. So I will click on price, and you can see the price is now displayed here. And in advanced, we have something very nice that we can do. I will open up this, and I want before the price to show the $sign like this. And after the price, I want to show a space and USD. For US dollars. So now the price is coming dynamically, and if we will have another number, it's going to follow the exact same design. And now all I want to do with this is make the price a bit smaller. Let's try 40, or even smaller, like 35. I think this looks perfect. Now one more thing that we can do with the dynamic fields from our listing is do the dynamic background. So I will click on the section here to select it, and I will go under style, and you can see we have the background image, which is these plants here, but we also have the same dynamic link here. So I will click on that, and we have some things that we can select, and I want to select the featured image of this post. And once I do that, you can see it loaded up the house that we created before as the featured image. Now I want to change this button a bit, so I will change the read more to view details, and also I don't like the hover effect. I will go under style, and on hover I want the text color to still be white, the border color to be white, and I want the hover animation to be float. Perfect. So this is the first section already done, and you can see we have the everything is coming dynamically from our post. And one more thing that I want to do is select again the sections, go to advanced, and under margin I will deselect these linked values together, and for the top I will go -77 pixels. So I will go -7 and type another 7. And you can see now that our header is overlaid over the image, and we have the logo also. If I close this, this is how it looks like for the first section. So great, now we can start building the second section. Okay, I will now scroll down and click on the folder icon because I want to insert another block. So I will click on X here to get rid of the hero, and I will search for services, and I'm looking for this one, image services block. So I will click insert, and you can now see we have this section with the with these 3 columns here. So the first thing, I will change this text here from services to surface information, and I will go under style, typography, and make it 30 pixels. Perfect. Now I want this to be full width, so I'll click here, and instead of box I will do full width, and in this section again I will go under box and click on full width. Now this is spanning the whole width of the screen, so I will go under this section again to advanced, and on padding right and left I will put 250 pixels, right and left. Now we have this, and I need one more, so I right click on this column and I will do duplicate, so we have 4 of them. Perfect. Now I'll start designing the first one. I know that I don't want this button here, so I will right click on button and click delete on all 4 of them, so we got rid of the buttons. And this widget here is the image box widget, which is exactly what we need. Now I will go and delete this text here because I just want the title and the image, and I will do that again for all 4 of them. Now I will go again in the first one and I will change the image. I will go with this image, which is for the surface area, and I will click insert media. Now I will do the same thing on all 4 of them. Okay, and because this icon is a bit wider, it appears a bit smaller, so what I will do is go under style and make the width a bit bigger and bring the spacing down a bit so it matches the same height. I think somewhere around here it looks good. Perfect. Now for the text, so I will go again on the first one, and instead of marketing I'm going to click on this dynamic field here, and I will scroll down to ACF Field beta, click again on that, and I will choose the key for surface area. And you can see we have the 380 that we introduced in the backend. Now in the advanced, on after, I will put a space and type SQM, which is for square meters. And now this is dynamic and it shows our surface area. So I will do the same with the 3 others. The second one is going to be ACF Field, and the key is number of floors. And in advanced, in after, I will do space and floor and a little s like this. So if you have 1 floor, it will be 1 floor. Okay, and I will quickly do the others also. Perfect. So now all of those are coming from the backend dynamically. And one last thing that I want to do to this section is the hover effect on this section. We have this green, but I don't like that. I will select the first column and go for style, border, and the border is now 1 pixel and this color in the normal behavior, so I will change it to 2 pixels like this. And in the hover I will change the width to 2 pixels and this green color to my purple color that I've set for this website design, and it looks like this right now. And we don't want to go and change each of one manually because that takes time. So what I can do is right click on this column, click copy, and then go to the others column and simply right click and paste style. So now this is done also. And one thing that I want to do is go to this top section here, go under advanced, and in CSS ID I will do more info with a dash in the middle, and then I will go to this button here, and for the link I will do more info. And now if I close this up and I click on view details, it will scroll me to this surface information, and this is looking perfect. So maybe this is a bit too much space here, so I'll go under advanced, and top I will change this 100 to 50, and also on the bottom to 50. And this looks perfect now. So we can move on to the next section. Now onto the next section, so I will extend this again, and here I will click on this plus sign this time because we will use no block, but we will do this manually. So I click add a new section, and I want it to be 2-column section. Perfect. And on the section boxed, I want it to be 900 pixels wide. Great, perfect. And I will now go to the widgets and drag an image widget to the left column. And I will click on this choose image and choose this image with the furniture. Perfect. Now this is a bit big, so I'll go under style and I'll do the width to be around, I believe, 50%. It looks really good. So now I will right click on this surface information and do duplicate, and then I will drag this down here, and instead of surface information I will type type of furnishing, and under style the typography I will do 35. Okay, then I will duplicate this again to have one more, and this time I will go to dynamic here, go to ACF Field and choose the key for type of furnishing, which is luxury for this one. And to stand a bit out, I will go under style, and in typography I will do this size to be 80 pixels, and I will transform it to uppercase. And also from black color I will go to this purple color. It looks really good. All I have to do now is click on the column, and for the content position I will go to middle so it's centered, and look how nice this looks. Perfect. Now I will right click on this column, on this section, sorry, and I will do duplicate to have a copy of that. And what I'll do, I'll take the right column and drag it on the left to switch positions. And I will change this one, this image, from the furniture one to the one with a key. And I will change type of furnishing to price score. This little thing here, and for the area we have the price score for the area. And now I will change this from the type of furnishing key field to the price score field, and we have 65. And I will go under advanced, and after I will put the percent sign, so I have 65%. Great, so this looks really good. Just a few more things so it improves our design. So first I will go to this section here, and under advanced padding I will put top 30 pixels and bottom 30 pixels, no, bottom 50 pixels, sorry. And I will right click copy and go to this one and do paste style to paste the style also for that, so we have a bit more space. Now in between those two I will add a new section, which is going to be a one column section, and I will drag in a divider between those. Make the width smaller, about 60%, center it, and then for the color I will go with a really light gray color, so really almost white color like this, and maybe even make it a bit narrower, like 50%. Perfect, now this looks really good. And what I want to do here under this is create another section, and I will drag in a text editor, and I will paste in some information about the price score so people know what it's about. And now I will go under style, center this, go on the typography, do 13. Yeah, 13 looks good. And for the color I will go with a lighter gray so it's not so prominent. And now we have this section too, with the price score and the type of furnishing. Look how nice it looks. Okay, we can now move on. So I will now add a new section here. I want it to be a one column section, and I want it to be 1000 pixels wide. Then I will go here at the top at the surface information title and right click on this and click copy. Then come here and right click inside of this empty section and do paste. And I will change the surface information to additional information. And now under this I want to add a widget which is called post content. I will search for it here. And it's this one with a little A file. And once I do that, you can see we have the post content of our listing already here. We don't need to look for any advanced custom fields key, but it's just the built-in content from our listing. Okay, I also want to go here on the section and do padding top of 30 pixels. Go here on this section with the small text and do bottom 35 pixels, so we have a bit more space. And now between these two I want to insert a call to action. So I will click the plus sign here and then the folder icon because I want to introduce a block, and we have the call to action blocks here, and I'm looking for this one here, which is the two color one, and I will click insert. And we have this here. So now I want to paste in the text for this. So we will have the contact us now. I will change the button from start free trial to book a property visit. Okay, and I also want to change the design when we hover on the button, so I'll go under style and I will change in the hover the background color to white so it stays the same, and instead of the grow I will do the float like we have at the top, so now it looks like this. We can also change the text at the bottom, and it's going to be keep scrolling for additional information, and I will even go and bring this a bit closer, like 8 for the letter spacing. And I also want to change the black color for the background to our purple color, so it stands out a little bit. Okay, and you can see this arrow right here on the section is still black because that's a shape divider, and we need to select this section, go under style, shape divider, and change the color for the arrow to the purple color. And now it matches with the background of the above section. So look how nice this looks. So now we can move on to the last section, which is the location and availability information. So let's do that now. I will now create the last section. So we will click the plus sign here and do a 1-column section. Then I will right click on additional information and click copy, come here and click paste. And I will change this from additional information to location and availability information. And now I will do I will insert here a columns widget, which is the first widget in the widgets panel, to make these 2 columns. And in the first column I will search for icon, and I will add an icon here. I will change the view from default to stacked to a square, and I will search for the icon of map. Okay, it's not map, it's location arrow, this one here. Now I will go under style and I will do the primary color to be our purple color. The size will be 29. The padding will be 10 pixels, and the border radius is going to be 5 pixels, so it's a bit rounded, and this looks very nice now. So I can right click on this, do copy, come here and do paste, and I just need to change this from the location arrow to the calendar, and I will choose the calendar. Oh, this one, that's just the outline, because it's a bit more simple. Okay, now I will copy again the title from here and come and paste this under this location arrow, and I will change this to be location, and under style, the typography, I will make this 22 pixels, 22 like this, so it's a bit smaller, and I can now copy this, paste it here and change it to available from. Now I will again copy this, paste it under, and now instead of the location I will click on the dynamic link, go down to ACF Field, click on that and change the key to location, and we have the location for this. Now I will go under style, I will change the text color to the purple color, and in typography I will make this 16 pixels and a weight of 600 pixels. Good. Now I can copy this, paste it here, and then change the key for our ACF field to available from to display the date. Very nice. And in this section we need just one more thing, which is the Google Maps. So I will search for the Google Maps widget and I will insert it here at the bottom so it spans the whole width. And then for the address I'm going to dynamic ACF field and select again the same location key. And now you can see it matches our location, and what I'll do, I'll make the zoom a bit closer, so I think around 14. And for the height, I want it to be 320 pixels high. And just for the sake of design, I will go under style, under advanced border, and I will do a solid border that's 5 pixels wide, and the color is our purple color. And I will also do a margin top of 30 pixels, and this section will also have a padding top of 30 pixels, so it's a bit better spaced out. And here again, a padding top of 30 pixels. 30. Great. So now this looks really nice, it's better spaced out, and we just have to do one more thing here, and that is to have another call to action. And all I'm gonna do is come here, copy this whole section, come at the bottom here, right click and do paste. And also on this big section at the bottom, I will do a 50 pixels padding, so it's not so close together. And now if I close this in, you can see our design is complete. We have the map, we have the location available from, the additional information, 2 call to actions, the price score, the type of furnishing, the surface information, the price, and the title of the listing. So all that's left to do is to click on publish here, and now we have the display condition screen, and you see it already did include listings all, and that's exactly what we want. So all we have to do is click on publish, and now this is published. I can go here to the hamburger menu and then go exit to dashboard, go under listings, all listings, and we can see under our listing here. And if I go to it and click on view, it's going to load our design we just created, and that's great. That looks really good. I can click on this, and we have all the information from the backend here in our template with the location, the map, the call to actions, everything. So now to prove how nice this is, I will also create another listing and show you how it looks inside of our template. So I will now return to the dashboard and create that. So I will go now under listings, all listings. We have the one that we've created before, so I'm going to add new. And on fast forward, I'm gonna fill in the information. Okay, so I just have to set the featured image here, and for this one it's this featured image, and I can click on publish. And now if I go to see this, it's on our template, and look how nice this is. And again, I can click on view details, and it's the information with 2 floors, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. This is furnished, it has a price score of 71%, it has the additional information and the map, the location available from, and our call to actions. So the final thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to visit the site on our home page, and I'm gonna do edit with Elementor. So now under latest listings here, I'm going to drag the posts widget, this one here. I can delete this space. Okay, and now on the query, instead of the source to be posts, it will be listings. We have our listings, and I'm just gonna do a few things with the layout. It's gonna be 2 columns. The image size is going to be large, so it's nice and sharp. And then we don't want the read more button, we don't want the excerpt, we don't want the metadata here, just want the title and the images. I will make the image ratio a bit smaller, and on the content, on the typography of the title, I will make this like 30 pixels, maybe 25 pixels, and I'll make the color black. Center this and update, and this is done. So we can now go back to the dashboard, visit the site, and you can see we have the homepage now with our listings. And if I click on one of those, it's going to load in our design. And if I go back to the homepage by clicking on the logo and clicking on the second listing, is the same design. So all we have to do is just fill in the information and our design is going to stay the same. So this was my tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something new out of it. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment box below and I'll try my best to answer them. Thanks for watching and see you all soon.